Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in today's live session from Defense Officers Academy, Dehradun. In today's session, we will discover the grammar part, and I would also like to tell you that what we will do, like in the next session that we have, we will cover the vocabulary part, and in the next subsequent session we will look at the grammar part, because grammar is very important. So stay with me. So today is a very interesting topic that I want to touch upon, and that is transformation of sentences. So basically, transformation of sentences is a very vast topic, where you get to find changing from active to passive, from passive to active, from direct to indirect sentences. At the same time, changing the degree of comparisons, and similarly changing simple sentences into compound sentences, and likewise. So today's session is very important, but the thing is, it can become more valuable to you once you share your thoughts while I share set of questions with you. So if you really want to enjoy the session and you want to explore more about transformation of sentences, I request you to share your thoughts with me while we carry on with today's session. Okay, so let's begin the session. Okay. So the first thing which is very important to understand is removal of adverb to, and change the sentence. So I want you to share your thoughts with me. So you have to change adverb to from the sentences which are right there with you, and then you have to reframe the entire sentence. So I want to know your thoughts on this. Okay. So the first sentence that we have, he is too weak to walk. You have to remove adverb to from here, and you have to reframe the entire sentence. Let's see how we can change this sentence. We can do it in this way. He is so weak that he cannot walk. It's quite simple. I'd like to your thoughts on second sentence. Again, we have to remove this 2 to frame the sentence. It is not he is actually. It must be it is never too late. So it is never too late to mend. So we have to remove 2 and we have to reframe the sentence again. So we can change it. It is never so late that a thing cannot be mended. So this is the way that we can remove 2. And I have seen in the past few papers that we have had, removal of 2, adverb 2 has come many times in the exam. So if we understand the structure, it will be very easy for us to do it. Okay, let's move to number 3rd. He is too proud to confess his fault. Remove 2 from here. We can change it. He is so proud that he will not confess his fault. It's quite simple. So you have to use so wherever you are removing the adverb to. Let's move on. Now we have another sentence. He's too lazy to get ready early. We have to again remove this too. So we can do it. He is so lazy that he will not get ready early. We can also do it this way. He is so lazy that he cannot get ready early. So both the structures are acceptable. Let's move on to the next question, and it reads like, he was too clever to be deceived by you. Again we have to remove 2. He was so clever that he would not be deceived by you. So this was the part of one transformation of sentence where you have to remove the adverb to and you have to reframe the entire sentence. Let's move on to the other types of questions, in fact, which are asked, that is interchange of degrees of comparison. So we'll see that. Interchange of degrees of comparison. So for example, we have number 1, positive, Ram is as clever as Sham, and we have to change it into comparative degree. Shyam is not cleverer. then Ram. So for comparative, clever has to be cleverer, and then using then. So it's quite simple. We must understand. Okay, let's move on with more questions on this. Now we have a positive degree sentence with us. Sohan is not as honest as Mohan, and we have to change it into comparative degree. Mohan is more honest than Sohan. So this is how we change it into comparative degree. Okay, moving on with third sentence that we have. It's a superlative one, and we are supposed to make both the comparative and the positive. Okay. He is the best boy in the class. We have to make it a comparative and a positive. He is better than any other boy in the class. So this any other is very, very important to understand, because if you don't use it, you will exclude the comparison. Okay, so he is better than any other boy in the class. So this is very, very important to understand. Okay, and let's move on. So this is very, very important. You can change it into positive also. Okay, let me see some comments. Let's move on. You can similarly make it positive. Okay, so it's quite simple one. We'll look at it in a while. Let's move to the next part. I have never met so foolish a person as Ramesh. We have to change it into comparative and superlative. I have never met so foolish a person as Ramesh. Ramesh is more foolish, person than any other that I have ever met. So here one can see that in certain words we are using more foolish than most foolish, and then we can change the degree. Okay, now comes number 5th one. Delhi is one of the most populous cities actually. It's populous cities in India. Okay. So we have to change it into comparative and positive. Delhi is more populous than most of the cities in India. So this way we can change it into a comparative one. So we are most popular, most populous. So here comes more populous, and then we'll see its positive degree also. Very few cities in India are as populous as Delhi. So we can see all the three forms here, and we are using for comparison more in certain words, and similarly most for the superlative degrees. Let's move to the next part of the question. Transform the following sentences all the possible ways, changing the degrees of comparison. So we'll see what are the other possible ways in which we can change them, either them into positive, comparative, or in superlative degrees. So let's look at it. Number one, I am not as rich as he. He is richer than I am. So what will happen? This is going to be the comparative degree. Comparative degree. Number next, we can see some more comparisons here. Okay. Okay, we can change it into superlative also. He is one of the richest person. So this can be the superlative degree. Very, very important. Let's move to some other questions. Mohan is not as industrious as his brother. Number 2, Mohan is not as industrious as his brother. So very, very important. So his brother is more industrious than Mohan. So we have to understand the structure of the sentence. His brother is more industrious than Mohan. Okay. Similarly, we can change it into superlative form also. Mohan's brother is Mohan's brother is one of the most industrious. So one can easily see more industrious. That is very, very important to understand. Let's move to part 3rd of the question. Winter is more pleasant than summer in many countries. Summer is not as pleasant as winter in many countries. So this is how you can change its degree. I hope this works now better. So this can be the positive one. This can be the positive one. Similarly, you can change it into superlative as well. Winter is the most pleasant. Winter is the most pleasant. Winter is the most pleasant in many countries. Most pleasant season. Most pleasant season in many countries. So these are very simple questions, but if you keep any other mountain, this is very important to understand, then any other needs to be mentioned there. Any other mountain. Mountain in the world. In the world. And superlative also. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. So we are using the superlative degree here. Here it is the comparative one. Comparative degree. So these are simple, techniques that we can use. Okay, let me move to the next one. This tower is the tallest building in the city. So this is the superlative form, and we can change it into the comparative and the positive one. Comparative. So this tower is taller than any other taller than any other building in the city. Let's move on. We can make positive also. Positive as well. No other building in the city is as tall as this tower. So we can see that these are easy things to do. The only thing to remember is that to see where the comparison is being made and with whom or with what. Let's move to next question that we have in hand. Calcutta is the largest town in India. So this is the superlative degree. We have to make it a comparative one. Is larger than any other town in India. So this will become the comparative one. This will become the comparative one. Comparative one. No other town in India is as tall as Calcutta or Kolkata better. So this will become the positive one. Let's move to the next question. Iron is one of the most useful of all the metals. Okay, most useful. The superlative degree, we'll see the comparative and the positive degree. Iron is more useful than any other metal. So it's quite simple. Then any other metals, and then similarly we can change it into the positive one. This is comparative. No other metal is as useful as iron. So this is going to be the positive degree. Okay. Now we have 8th and 9th. This is the most unfortunate event in his life. This event is more unfortunate than any other event in his life. So this will become the comparative one. This will become the comparative one. Let's make it the positive one. No other event in his life is as unfortunate as this event. event. So friends, remember one thing, while changing the degrees of comparison, you have to keep the meaning same as this event. Okay, and we are coming towards the end of the session today. There are few parts of the world that are as densely populated as Japan. Japan is more densely populated. Japan is more densely populated than most other parts of the world. So these are let's see if we have some more questions there. Okay, iron is not heavy as gold. Gold is heavier than iron. So here heavier shows the comparative degree, shows comparative degree. And we can change it into superlative form as well. Gold is the heaviest of the two. So this will become the superlative degree. Okay. Okay, let's move to the other part of this one. We have few questions, and number one that we have is, the Taj is one of the greatest buildings of the world. The Taj is greater than, so greater will show the comparative degree. Is the greater many other building of the world, or greater than any other building of the world. Let's see. Very few buildings of the world are as great as Taj. So this will become the positive degree and will become the positive degree. He is the best teacher in the district. The next one. He is better than any other teacher in the district. No other teacher in the district is as good as him. Or as he, Mumbai is one of the greatest ports of India. So this is going to be the superlative degree. Very few ports of India are as great as Mumbai. Now we are coming towards the end of this session. Mumbai is greater than any other ports in India. Or then many other ports can also be there. Any other or many other. We have seen this case before. And now comes the last part. Of all the planets, the moon is the nearest. Which degree we are talking about? We are talking about, okay. The moon is nearer. The moon is nearer. The moon is nearer to the earth is nearer to the earth than any other planet. Than any other planet. So this will become the comparative one. No other planet. If we can change it into positive also. This is the last one. No other planet is as near to the earth as near to the earth as the moon. Okay, so you have seen, in this session, different degrees of comparison. In the next session, we'll talk about the change of the sentences from simple to compound, from complex to simple, and vice versa. I rest today's class. So thank you everyone for joining us. The questions which are left we'll do in the next session. And for all the latest information about all these armed forces services like RIMC, RMS, and SAINIK School, you can always get in touch with us through the numbers that we have. The WhatsApp number is right behind me, and the Telegram number is also there. Thank you so much for joining.